So this is the second example for using cosine law. Cosine law, you can also use it to find an angle in a triangle. So far all we've done is find a side length. Okay. So this is a situation we have here where Jada, who is represented in this diagram by J, okay, is playing the role of a knight in a role-playing style video game. Her battle helmet protects her from danger but restricts her field of view. So basically something's covering the sides of her eyes to protect her, but at the same time now she can only see in a certain window. Okay. So the total angle in front of her, which she can clearly see, is right here. So that's her angle of vision. She can see a castle, C, and a dragon, D, in the corners of her field of view. So that means they're at the far side of her field of view. She estimates the distances. So that's shown here, 6 kilometers and 6.5 kilometers. So the dragon's just slightly further away from her. Determining the angle of Jada's field of view and to express your angle to the nearest degree. So what we need is the angle of her field of view. And our answer is in nearest degree, and that's already been underlined. Okay. So in this situation, if we think back to when and how can we use cosine law, we have 3 sides in this case. So we have side, side, side. We have all the sides of the triangle, and we're looking for an angle. So that means we can use cosine law. Cosine law. Okay. So which angle are we looking for? We're looking for this angle. So that means when we write out our formula, J is going to be the angle, which means all by itself on this side is going to be J squared. Okay. And we can always, before we do any substitution, go through and label your side lengths. So we're going to have D squared plus C squared minus 2DC cosine of J, the angle that we're looking for. Okay. So now that we have this, we can substitute our values in, or we can rearrange the formula for J first. Doesn't matter which way you go, it's just personal preference. Sometimes I'll put the numbers in, so I'll substitute my values in, and then I will start calculating and rearranging from there. Other times I'll rearrange the formula. I think the last time I did a question like this, I substituted numbers in and then rearranged. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange my formula around to get J all by itself first, and then I will substitute my values into it. So to get rid of anything that's not attached directly to my angle J, which is these two. They're kind of out on their own here. So I'm going to move these two over because they're both currently added. I'm going to subtract. If you're really good with rearranging formulas, you can just skip ahead the video like a minute. Okay. So I'm going to subtract both of those from both sides. And what I'm left with on this side is the D squared minus C squared. These canceled out. So all I have left is cosine of J. Okay. That's all I have left on this side. Now I want to get rid of all of the other fancy stuff that's multiplied to J. Okay, the cosine J there. So I'm going to get rid of that because it's being multiplied. I'm going to divide it. Now I'm doing this before I do the cos, because the cos is the thing directly attached from J. Basically I'm getting closer and closer to J. It's 2DC. So on this side I have, this up a bit, squared. And to get rid of a cos, we know now we do cos inverse of this whole side, which means we do cos inverse of this whole side. So those would cancel out. And this is my last step. what I have on this side, okay, is everything I've moved away from the j on this side, one step at a time. So j is equal to cos inverse of j squared minus d squared minus c squared, all divided by negative 2dc. Super fun. So now we have to substitute all of our values into it. So now, substitute. So I have, let's grab my black, cos inverse, cos negative 1 of, try and keep the values in there, j squared little j is 10 squared minus 6 squared minus 6.5 squared 2, 6, oops, all that equals j. And I always like to put, after that point, we can put j on this side for some reason, sorry. For some reason we like to put our one variable on the left, that's just kind of how we read it. So do some calculations. Top we would have 5 divided by 2 times 6.5 is 78. And we're taking, oh, I ran out of room. Yeah, because I don't use pencils for my video. Taking the inverse cos of all that. So j equals, if you calculate that, put that in your calculator, 74 degrees, because we're answering, remember, to the nearest degree. Okay. So therefore, Jada's angle of field of view is 74 degrees. And you're done. You have your angle of field of view, double check that you've done everything, and that's how you find the angle.